It was about 11 o'clock one night when the phone rang. I was sound asleep, and on the other end of the line was my friend, lifelong friend, Dwayne Peterson. And he was then the editor and founder of the Hollywood Free Paper back in the Jesus People days. And he said, "I'd like to go to Tucson tomorrow." And I groaned, "Tucson? What in the world would we do in Tucson?" We were living in the Los Angeles area. And he said, "Well, our mutual friend Bobby Yurkus has a circus playing in Tucson tomorrow, and I was wondering if you might want to go." And so, you know, can you imagine what boy hasn't wanted to run away and join the circus at some point? So I thought I quickly checked with Cheryl and decided I'd go. So at 7 o'clock the next morning, our flight took off from LAX, and we were on our way to Tucson. Well, at that time I was on the executive team at World Vision, and I was probably, what did I say, 33, something like that. And so we were in our Levi's, and we got down to Tucson Fairgrounds, and we were got hot and dusty and windy, and we just helped out any way we could. And one time we were taking a break, I had a conversation with a guy that trained the elephants. And I said, "Tell me something. I've always wondered how it is that you chain down a 10-ton elephant. You take a 10-ton elephant and you hold him down with this little spindly stake like that he could just sort of, just by brushing a fly away, he could pull that stake, no problem at all." And he said, "Well, Bob, elephants, you have to understand two things about elephants. Number one, they aren't really very bright. And number two, they do have the memory that they're credited with." He said, "So when they're little babies like this little guy here," and this little guy here was 300-pound little baby elephant, you know. He said, "When they're little guys like this," he said, "we chain them down with a stake, and they try, it's estimated, 10,000 times to get away from that stake." He said, "Then it finally dawns on them, I'm never going to get away from this stake." And then their incredible memory takes over. And then when they're 10,000 pounds and could get away from the stake just by thinking about it nearly, they never move the foot. They know they can't get away, so they just never move the foot. Isn't that interesting? They never move the foot. You see an elephant rocking, they don't move the foot that the chain is with. Think about it for a minute. How many elephant stakes do you have in your mind? An elephant stake that someone said, "He's not smart," or "She's not pretty," or "He's ugly," or "She's this," or "She's that," or, you know, elephant stakes that some unthinking, maybe drunk, immature, fourth grade bully drove an elephant stake somewhere deep in our memory, and we've been chained by that stake for how long? As the song says, don't you think it's about time? Don't you think it's about time that you rethought that as an adult? Isn't it about time that you take a deep breath and say, you know, is that really who I am? Is it time for me to pull the elephant stakes?